And what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Talkin' NASCAR podcast. This is a huge episode. It is our 40th. That's 40th episode of the Talkin' NASCAR podcast. Pretty awesome that we have finally gotten to this point. It's pretty awesome. So, of course, I'm back with my loyal companion, Hitmaster. We spent the full day together yesterday, so there might be some disparities because
Hello.
couples get old, and I was. Anyway, we have a lot to talk about. We're gonna recap the weekend at Gateway and Portland. A lot went down there. We got some news as well. Not a whole lot, but a decent amount that came out, especially in the last couple of days. And at the end, we will preview Sonoma weekend coming up, the final weekend before the off weekend. So let's jump right into it with Gateway and Portland stuff. So start with the truck race. They were at Gateway. I got to watch the majority of the truck race. I said, I wasn't going to be able to watch any of the races this weekend. Oh no, it was going to be so bad. And then I ended up getting to watch most of the weekend. So breaking news that came out like right after the SF last episode came out. The points leader for the truck series, Corey Heim, had to miss the truck race due to illness, which was big, obviously, because he's the points leader. And so that put a dent in his championship run. But otherwise, for the rest of the race, there were a lot of cautions. A lot of cautions. I think there was like what was it, 15 or 16 cautions in a 150 lap race. I mean, that's absurd for a truck race. It was insane. I know it was a wild finish. I missed the finish because they kept crashing, so I missed the finish of the race because I had to go to work. And then the leaders wrecked themselves at the end of the race, and then I missed the wild finish. They wrecked the leaders. The leaders did a truck series thing and wrecked themselves, like, handing the finish to I don't even remember his name. Hold on, I will get his name correct. Grant Enfinger. We'll get back to Grant Enfinger a little bit later, actually. But he won the race, and his choice of his way to use the interview that he was granted via winning the race, he chose to announce that he was having a baby. Wild time to announce that, but what better way to do it, I guess. So congratulations to the Enfinger family on your new arrival. So and then Portland happened for the Xfinity Series. This I did not get to watch at all. I don't know if you did, Hitmaster, or not.
I did not. I wasn't even focused on any of the races except for the Cup.
But I do know that there was another wild finish in Portland. That went down to the wire, going 3 wide into the corners, bumping each other away. It was cool to watch. It was cool for Portland to have a dry race. It's usually run in the rain there, and so it was nice to have a good finish there. That track really reminds me of Mid-Ohio, to be honest, with the layout and stuff. But that was another good finish as well, with Cole Custer. Cole Custer, of all people, getting the win. That is a wild thing right there for Cole Custer. Congratulations, though, for Cole Custer. And then there was a fight post-race, too, which was crazy. I don't remember who was involved exactly, but like they got into it was a pretty heated scuffle. To watch the I I'm blanking on what to say tonight. You can watch the fight on YouTube though; it's all over there. Pretty insane stuff. And then we got the Cup race, which I actually didn't plan on getting to watch at all. And then it was supposed to start at like what? I think it was 3:30. So I'm like, oh, I'm busy most of the night. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to watch this thing. I get home, I turn on the, I get home, and I'm like, I wonder who won the NASCAR race today. Let me check. I realize there's not even half over. I'm like, oh, sweet. I guess I'm gonna get to watch this race, and I did. Yeah, they more rain. Woohoo! More rain affecting NASCAR races. Um, there was also a power outage apparently at the track during the race, which cut the broadcast for a little while, which is crazy. That became a massive meme right off the bat. I didn't get to witness that part at all, but um, and there was a lot of red flags in this race too. I think it's like 4 or 5 red flags. They just kept red flagging the race for everything: oil, the rain, hard hits, and towing cars, and that was mostly because a lot of the crashes were due to brake rotors breaking. Because I think the broadcast described it pretty well, and I never realized it until they did. But Gateway is it's basically like a massive Martinsville. So the straightaways you go a lot faster, but you also have to use a lot of brake in the corners, and because the brakes, rotors, and stuff have time to cool down between uses during laps, like they don't at Martinsville, like they're always being used. But at Gateway, they have more time to be used, so they cool off, and then the change in temperature fucks them up, and that's why they break and crash the cars and stuff. Which I did not know, but that caused a lot of failures for a lot of tires. The 2311 cars both had issues with that, among others. So that was sad, but oh well. Such is life with the next gen car. There was also a couple pit road injuries, mainly a guy on Eric Jones's team had to be transported to the hospital. He was okay though after the crash. Did sustain a little bit of injuries, but prayers out to him. He was injured. Never wanted to see that happen on pit road. But then we got a pretty exciting finish. Kyle Busch, after so many attempts to have him lose the race because all the cautions and the restarts were screwing people over, and then he ends up pulling away and getting his third win of 2023, which is insane seeing he's in Richard Childress equipment in 2023. I guess it just shows that Childress hires bad drivers because he has some sort of allegiance to his grandson that he will not just stop to realize that Austin Dillon is not that good, and that he lucked into 2 of his 3 wins in the Cup Series, and the other one was at Texas in July. So that says a lot. But anyway, it was a good win for Kyle Busch, though. I will not lie. But overall, really good racing. I thought. Another major controversy that arose during the race was about Austin Cindric. He was caught up in an incident late in the race with Austin Dillon, and seemingly right hooked Austin Dillon, which caused him to crash with Ricky Spinhouse in turn 1. Caused a pretty hard hit late in the race. And Austin Dillon went on the offensive after that and called for a suspension. But NASCAR went to the review board and decided to not suspend Austin Cindric for that. Now this is pretty big because they just suspended Chase Elliott at the 600 for the same thing. Now Elliott's was was quite more blatant than Cindric's was. yeah, I mean, I watched that crash and I didn't really notice anything I didn't really notice any literally deliberate attack, deliberate, like, I cannot speak tonight, deliberate like turn to right hook Dylan at all. Mostly I just say it's a racing ordeal and you move on with life. But Dylan does not want that. It's Austin Dillon. He's a big crybaby. So you're gonna get a lot of that stuff. But so I'm okay with Cindric not being suspended, though it would have been cool. I guess I don't know. I'm pretty indifferent towards Austin Cindric, so I guess it wouldn't have really mattered for me. But such is life. Caused a big controversy, though. I don't know what your take is on that, Hitmaster, but
My opinion, if they're gonna suspend Chase Elliott from doing the exact same thing Cindric did, then suspend everyone like that. Because in some people's eyes, I'm not saying in my eyes, but some people's eyes, they're saying, "Oh, that's favoritism. You're favoriting Cindric over Chase Elliott because Chase Elliott's more popular than Cindric." And that's not the case, but still, it should be fair for everyone.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I wouldn't have minded seeing the kind of already said my piece on that, but yeah. So we'll leave it be, though. I mean, they ruled not going to give him one. Oh well. Moving on. But overall, I thought it was a fairly decent weekend of racing. All three series provided some pretty good racing overall. Two really exciting finishes. Some funny moments with the power outages and stuff, and so there we go. But again, not a bad weekend for Gateway. Plus, they sold out. The community loves the track, and it's always a good time to see a sold out track in 2023. So, all right, let's move on to some other news stuff. So this is something that popped up to me the other night. So I'm looking for news topics to add to the podcast, just kind of browsing NASCAR news. And I find an article called "The Reason Why Kenny Wallace Left Fox." And I'm thinking, Kenny Wallace was on Fox? And then I remembered he was. He was a reporter for Fox. He was so irrelevant, though, that I completely forgot up until now. He mostly did like Xfinity series and Truck Series stuff. That's probably why I didn't remember him as much. But
Oh yeah,
but he left. He actually left Fox around 2018, I think it was. And he came out in a interview the other day and explained why he did leave Fox. And it's the stupidest. I mean, the stupidest reasoning ever. So let's get it. So I want you to, Himmaster, I want you to take a wild guess. Why do you think Kenny Wallace left Fox? I bet you won't be able to guess it, because I sure
I'm gonna
shouldn't.
go. I'm gonna go with a wild guess. I'm gonna go with a wild guess and say because he wasn't getting respected around the entire place. Fox wasn't respecting what he wanted, money wise.
Close, actually, but not.
That's
No,
what
it's
I'm
not.
gonna guess.
So the real reason why Kenny Wallace left Fox is because he hates airports.
Oh,
What? You leave Fox as a
what?
reporter for a sport that you have loved. You are warm blood. You are a Wallace because you hate airports. So let's dig further into this. He grew against hating airports because of the fact that every time he would go to fly from one place to the next, to track during the season, he would just hate sitting in the airport terminals or like the places or sitting on the plane because it was always too crowded, or he didn't get the window seat, or it was unsanitary, or crying babies and whatnot. So his decision, instead of A, using his family's multi-million dollar wealth to get better transportation to the tracks, B, talking to Fox and see if they'll do something, C, taking actions into your own hands and maybe just fucking driving there. You were a NASCAR driver, you don't remember that, Kenny Wallace? Or instead, he takes option D, which is quit his job entirely and just retire.
Very good one.
Because you don't want to sit within, because you're so high and mighty and you don't want to interact with people at an airport. Now, before all you people come at me in the comments and say, oh, he's got a point, airports are so bad, Yeah, okay, I'm not going to say the airports are good. I don't have a lot of experience with airports. I've only flown once in my life. But like I've seen stories and like I see the videos about people getting carted off airplanes or the airplane fights or the all that kind of stuff. Like I know about this stuff, right? I'm not saying airports are great. There are 10 million better solutions than just fucking quitting your job so you never have to fly on a plane again, okay? Like, what is your thought process here? It just baffles me why you did that. I don't know. Because like I clicked I was getting ready to click the article and I was trying to guess myself. I'm like, oh, why did he quit? Maybe there's disparities. Maybe he signed with a new TV station and then they didn't. So of course Fox had to drop him, or he got shot in like Chicago and had to quit because of medical reasons. A family member died. The Wallace family secretly hates NASCAR now, or something like that. And then I read that he hates airports. Oh. I hate
It's one of those things you don't want to hear that, but it's.
I hate rich people so much. All right, well, we'll leave it up to. All right, moving on. Some better news. Kamui. I'm butchering that name to hell. I already know it. Kamui Kobayashi will make he's making his NASCAR Cup Series debut at the Indy Road Course. He's going to be driving the 67 car for 2311 Racing. That'll be in August. He'll be making that debut. He's a Japan native. He's been wanting to do NASCAR for a long time, and I think this is going to be a great debut on many levels. So, be very exciting to see that happen in August. So, congratulations there. We had some penalties. Actually, only one penalty, but it was on Eric Jones's team. We talked about the pit guy injury earlier in the episode. Well, there was another one. He got penalized for modification of the greenhouse. This was an L1 penalty. I think we've talked about this before. I still don't know what the fucking greenhouse is on the car. I don't know what that is, and I probably will never know. But I'm just gonna follow along with what the Instagram says. The penalty was a loss of 60 points and 5 playoffs.
Because Instagram is better than
whatever. It's a loss of 60 points and 5 playoff points for the owner and the driver. Plus, the crew chief was fined $75,000 and suspended for 2 races. They say the next 2 championship events, which just means it's a points race, but there's no more exhibition races on the schedule. So why not just say 2 races? But sayonara. Have an early break for you, crew chief guy. Plus a bunch of news that just came out today. Ty Dillon is going to be running a Chicago White Sox paint scheme for the Chicago Street Course race. So, pretty cool stuff there. It actually looks really, really cool. I don't think this is the first time that we've seen a White Sox paint scheme. I know we've seen a Red Sox paint scheme. Carl Edwards did that in 2007.
I've
But
seen Chicago Cubs one, but I could be wrong.
was there?
To be honest, in my eyes, they should do a Chicago. They should do how Austin Dillon, like you said, is doing the White Sox. Some other driver should be doing a Chicago Cubs, since they're not even that far away from each other.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they will be a Cubs one. I think that would
But-
be. I think that would be really cool if they did a Cubs and a White Sox one. But
Well, I think they did that something near that at Michigan, like a year ago or two, where one driver was driving a Michigan State one and one driver was driving a Michigan one.
they've done both.
I know the person that was driving the Michigan State one sucked ass.
Yeah, that was last year. That was Josh Bilicki. But no, they've done an MSU and a U of M one, but I don't think they've ever raced them together. I know Dale Jr. did a U of M one, but actually Alex Bowman ran it because that was the year Jr. had the concussion. So those were like 6 or so years apart. But no, I know they did. I think they've done a White Sox one too. I think they did a White Sox and a Red Sox. In 07 with like Carl Edwards and like Greg Biffle or something like that. I know about the Red Sox one because that car is at the Roush Collection Museum, and it's on. Well, you can check out that vlog from a couple of years ago. It's actually there with like a cool stand and talking about it and whatnot. Plus, I have a 164 die cast of the Red Sox car, and I remember seeing a White Sox one like on the internet or somewhere. But this car with Ty Dillon is just very much decked out. It's got the stripes, it's got the logos everywhere. Very highly decal. What'd you say?
I thought you said Austin Dillon.
I said Ty Dillon. It's not Austin
I
Dillon.
thought you said Austin Dillon.
Maybe
I was
Austin.
trying to look up the little thing, but
Maybe Austin will run the Cubs scheme. We'll see. That would look weird with the 3 though. That would look really weird. But I think that's going to be a cool scheme for sure. Speaking of road course racing, NASCAR is considering returning to Montreal. If you guys don't remember what that was, it was a road course up in Montreal. I ran Xfinity races. I don't know if they did truck. They might have done truck, but I think they only ever did Xfinity. Put on some really good races over the years that they were there. Holy moly. Probably the best track overall for quality of racing. One of the best ever, in my opinion. Like they have very few bland spots for quality there. But the Xfinity Series left a few years ago, but they're considering a return. This is because they started racing at a track that's owned by the same company that owns the Montreal road course. NASCAR went back there. It's in Florida, and they went back there this year or last year, if I remember. And the talks are of also trying to go back to Montreal as soon as next season. So I think if they could do it because it will be an amazing race. It's a good way to get Canadians involved and get some more fans, and also some great racing. And I think they could possibly do a cup race there. I think a cup race would be excellent at Montreal, just like the Xfinity races would be too. Hell, even get a truck race there too. I think that would go superb for the most part. So I'd be down to do it, but well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would. Well, maybe I would go. I don't know. Montreal's not that far away. I don't think. I don't know my geography that well. Canada's on fire right now, so I'm not going to impede on them. But who knows? That'd be cool though. Some more driver news. Noah Gragson will not be racing at Sonoma. He is out for the weekend with concussion-like symptoms as a result of his crash at Gateway. So that was just announced today. His replacement driver will be the winner of the truck race at Gateway, Grant Enfinger. Will get a shot in the Cup Series with Legacy Motor Club this weekend. And honestly, I'm very, very excited for Grant Enfinger. I think this will be a wonderful opportunity for him. I think he has good potential. Is he ready for the Cup Series yet? I don't know. I don't think Sonoma will be a good place to test that. But really, you don't get when you're at his level, you don't really get to pick and choose. It'll be interesting what he can do because Gregson's not really been that great in the car. He's 32nd in the points coming in. Obviously, he'll drop a bunch because he's not racing this weekend. But so it's definitely a good chance to get to see what he's going to do. I'm very excited for Enfinger. I think it's going to be great. So. So, NASCAR unveiled Phase 2 of the safety improvements for the next gen car. And you guys don't know what I mean by Phase 2. As a result of the backlash from the Kyle Larson crash at Talladega, fans outroared for better improvements to make sure the car doesn't bend that way on the inside, that the roll cage and stuff doesn't bend like that in a crash. NASCAR did part 1 that we've already seen. You can check out the past episode about that. They unveiled part 2 today, which now these changes will not be implemented until Atlanta. That's very, 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 very important to know. But they announced them today. Let me just look at exactly. So alongside the right side door bars and extending towards the rear clip, teams will now be mandated to run a steel plate in addition to the chassis adjustments that started at the Coca-Cola 600. The right side door bar gussets, I don't know what the fuck that means, at the removal of the front clip V-brace are changes that remain in addition to the removal of other front clip components to create a softer and larger crush zone for frontal impacts. So that will be implemented about a month from now at Atlanta to test that out. That's a picture of what it's going to look like, and my camera will focus. That's what it's going to look like, where it's going to go in the car. So that's more in response to that's more So the last change that was implemented to the Coca-Cola 600, that was more for the Kyle Larson part of the crash. This is for more of the Noah Gragson part of the crash, when you hit so fast in the front part of the car. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out, especially in Atlanta where it can really get tested. So I don't think it was too obscure a choice to make that the first race for it, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And really, the only other thing I had, so the Le Mans race that NASCAR is entering with the Garage 56 car, Garage Project 56 car. That's this weekend, I think. The pit crew won the pit crew challenge, and they're getting ready to race. A lot of high hopes. The car has been doing really well, apparently. But in honor of it coming, they're going to be. Chevy is going to produce some Garage 56 style Camaros. Limited amount of them, but will be produced that people can buy, and they'll be looking not exactly, but very much like the one that is going to be in the race. So I think that's pretty cool too. So anyway, that is pretty much all the news I had, except for the fact I know you ordered a diecast a while back. Did it come?
It did not.
Ooh,
I guess it never came. They did exactly what they did with the fucking Jeff Gordon diecast that I was supposed to get. They refunded it for some reason.
huh. Interesting. Well, that sucks, but
So
at least you got a refund for it. So, oh well. But speaking of other news, Hitmaster, you were with me when we got these yesterday, but went out shopping. Went to a couple of video game stores in our area, and for a total of $36, I found 7, and I mean 7 NASCAR games that I never had. And of course, being the guy that I am, picked up all of them. So, here we go. So, I'm going to show them all off. Now, alright, I'll just say that. I'll say that for later. But, so I picked up, like I said, I've been waiting to get it for a while. I did pick up NASCAR 08 for the PS2. So, I'm pretty excited to dive into this one. I've heard it's not that great, but it doesn't look that bad. So I'm excited to dive into that one. Put that over there. I also got, at that same store, I got NASCAR 06 Total Team Control, also for the PS2. So I'm pretty excited for this one. I think I'm going to really like it. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm pretty excited. It's got a manual inside. It's pretty heavy. It does have a manual. Yay. That's cool. Oh no! Oh no! They put a sticker on the disc! Oh, that is disgusting! Who would do that? Came from a place called Hollywood Video. Ew. Well, it's not on the part where the game actually could break, so I guess it's not that big a deal. But and then the only other the only other one from the PS2 that I got, which I'm still trying to take this stupid sticker off of. Hold on, I'm not trying. You can see me in peak performance mode here, trying to take off a sticker. Because people just love to cake old games and stickers to make them way less appealing and way less valuable. Hold on. Let's get it. Come on. It's almost off. It's almost off. Let's try it. Let's try it. No. No, not yet. I got it. Okay, cool. I don't know where the other part of it went. Oh, right there. Okay. The other one I got for the PS2 was, and I just lost it. The other one I got was NASCAR Thunder 2002. So, I've played 05, I've played Thunder 2004, Thunder 2003. I've played NASCAR 05. I've got 06. I played 07. I've got 08, and I got to 2002. I'm getting all of the EA games, just knocking them all out one by one. So, that'll be pretty cool. This one looks pretty cool as well, to be honest. So, and I also got a bunch for the original PlayStation as well. I got 4 of them. First one, it's called NASCAR Heat. Now, this is not NASCAR Heat Evolution. Bad game, bad game, bad game. But this one actually doesn't look that bad. So, pretty excited to play it.
The best one. The best.
NASCAR Heat is the best game? I don't think that's true. NASCAR Thunder 2004 is the best.
No.
I also got NASCAR 2000. I was originally planning on getting this for the N64, but I found it for the PlayStation, so I don't have to wait to play it anymore. So I just decided to get it. Can't wait to try that out as well. The case is not the greatest, and the disc just fell right out of the box. That is not good. Where did it go? There it is. That was not good. Hopefully it works, because the guy at the store obviously didn't know what he was doing. Neither do I, because I almost just dropped it again. There we go. Alright. Anyway, 2 more. See, I've got 08. I've got NASCAR 09 as well. So 09, 08, 07, 06, 05, 04, 03, 02, and now I also have NASCAR 2001. So combine that, I also have NASCAR 2000. So I have 10 editions straight of NASCAR. That is freaking amazing. Plus NASCAR 98. I did also see NASCAR 99 there, but Eli has NASCAR 99. So I do plan on going over to his house at some point soon to play NASCAR 99. And I will talk about it here, but I don't know when that's going to be exactly, but that's why I didn't pick it up. Then the last one was NASCAR. It's called NASCAR. It's just called NASCAR Racing. But this is NASCAR 96, basically. It's 1996. Second oldest NASCAR game that I own, behind Bill Elliott's Racing, which is from 1980 something. So that's the oldest. I can tell it's whatever. I can tell it's NASCAR 96 because there's a big 96 on the bottom there, and plus the look of the cars. So on the cover. Fun fact about actually NASCAR 2001 was actually I rang it up when I was ringing it up. Well, yes, the guy was ringing it up. He said it would be free, so I got a freebie included in that as well. So $36 though for those 7 games. It comes out to just over $5 a game. That is really, really good priced. I was really happy about that. So I have not gotten the chance to play those yet, though, any of them, and I won't over the next couple days, at least next few days. I'm hoping on the next episode I can talk about and review a couple of them. The only other NASCAR game that I saw while we were out shopping that I didn't pick up was Dirt to Daytona, because that one is a little pricier. But next time I go, I probably will invest in it. But I want to work through these first and try and do NASCAR 99 before that, because it's been there for a while and I don't think it's going anywhere. So we'll I'll get to that later though. I'm not worried about it. So well, unless you had any other news, Hitmaster. I know I've kind of just been rambling here, but anything about anything?
Um, other than if you guys ever, if he has a video about how the Amiibo tournament was rigged and everything, it's not.
Don't talk about it.
It's just that he thinks that I should.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. No. Don't spoil anything. Don't spoil anything. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Tyler finally came back after he got upset. I finished third.
God damn it, Hitmaster, you suck. Anyway, well, then the only thing we got left to do then is preview this weekend's racing action. So, Sonoma. For the first time ever, the Xfinity Series is in Sonoma. Joining the Cup Series, the Truck Series is off this weekend. So we only have a couple to do. We'll start with the Xfinity Series. Back-to-back road courses for them.
Now, how do you download this stuff?
And honestly, I mean, I don't think it's going to be horrible racing, to be honest. But especially for a new track, I think it'll be pretty cool to see happen. So, who do we think is going to get the dub for the Xfinity Xfinity's weekend?
Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson. Interesting choice. You know, screw it. I'm going to think Cole Custer is going to go back-to-back on the road courses and get the W. So, that is my choice. And then for the Cup Series at Sonoma. Who do we think will pull the W out this time?
You know what? I think Kyle Larson's going back to back today, or this week.
Kyle Larson's going back to back. You know what? I'm going to say it. I think Chase Elliott's going to win. It's this return race. I think it's going to be the time. He got another playoff waiver. Lock himself in with the victory. Why not? Get back to his road course ringing days and win at Sonoma. That's who I think is going to win this weekend. And if anything, if history says anything, neither of us will be right this weekend. So, but anyway, that's all we had for this episode of the Talkin' NASCAR podcast. Next week I hope to review some of these, at least one. I should be able to play at least a couple. But if you want me to review a specific one next week, let me know in the comment section down below, and I may or may not do that. I also just might do them in chronological order because that seems the best way to do it. Or I just might do them however I may please. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode, and that's going to do it for us today. So, if you would like to be a guest on the Talking NASCAR podcast, you can watch my cat jump up the window. Oh, she made it. I don't know why she went up there. It's dark outside. But anyways, if you would like to be a guest on the Talking NASCAR podcast, just
I thought I was just going to see a cat at the wall.
well, she kind of did. But all you gotta do is join the Pringles Hunting Company Discord. Link will be in the description, and there's a link in the About tab on the channel as well. You can join, request the Talking NASCAR role, and we can get a time set up for you to get you on. And we're always welcoming of new guests, so would be a good time. So, but anyways, otherwise, that is going to do it for this video. Stay tuned for much more amazing content and other amazing stuff. Until next time, we will see you guys next week. Goodbye.